I see a lot of content about people saying how to use AI and how AI changed their life, or how AI is making them much more productive and much more better at doing the things they do. But then I'm sometimes wondering, like, are they just hyping up AI, or are they actually getting more productive? Because I don't know too many people that actually get more productive. I personally am one of those that get stuck in the optimization loop. And I don't even think it makes me more productive. I much better click around a few more times and go back and forth than trying to continuously optimize my systems. So I want to throw this one to you guys. Is AI actually making you more productive, or is this a like a fake haze that's actually keeping us blind for what's real productivity?
I don't know. I just I'm doing things that I would not be able to do without AI. I mean, it's basically created my own jobs. I mean, my full work now is me leveraging AI. I would not be able to operate my business without it. So yeah, I mean, definitely making me more efficient for sure. I mean, without a doubt.
Ben, you
Yeah,
too,
I
right?
I mean, like, yeah. For sure, 100% way more efficient with AI, but I'm just noticing in, like, the SaaS world that it's also just incredibly more competitive, right? Even this year alone. And when it comes to, like, quality of landing pages, the amount of blogs that our competitors are releasing, or, like, other, like, growth channels, right? To me, like, where am I spending most of my time? You can build really amazing products and have, like, insanely good user experiences. You can analyze data way better than any data analyst I could hire would be doing that. Um, a lot of the things around, like, outreach, it still feels like AI is just not great at outreach. So I find myself spending most of my time just communicating with other humans, because the AI can't really communicate as effectively as I'd want to with humans, whether it's hiring UGC creators, whether it's answering questions that my one employee has, or whether it's customer support aspects. Like, there are certain areas of customer support that it'll get, but yeah, a lot of times it's not. So it's super competitive. It's made the industry more competitive, but there's still some ways to go. I think on your part, on that part of trying to optimize, like, that's probably the biggest downfall that people get into the habit of, and I do too, where I used OpenClaw. I built this mission control, and I was like, no, but I want it to be perfect, and I want it to have this and that. Once you fall into that cycle where you're just trying to grab the next AI thing, and then latch onto that, because that will give you a 10 or 20% leverage on others, like, it's probably not worth the time investment of it.
Yeah.
The other thing is, like, for sure, I maybe we'll touch on it next week, but I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talk about Meta Ads Manager and how you can use OpenClaw for that. But dude, that is 100% for real. Meta Ads is totally changing now when it comes to being able to use people things like OpenClaw, or even I think Manus has one, but you can test 25 different ad types with different verbiage and copy, and you're using Nano Banana for it. And then you're having OpenClaw look at the pixel, right, of all the different parts of the funnel, basically, of, did they create an account? Did they sign up for a trial? Did they make a purchase? Did they cancel? All of that is going through OpenClaw. So that's just one example where in the last month, I've seen, like, a ton of breakthroughs when it comes to, like, ads management.
Yeah, and that's the one use case that I think will be very disruptive for creative agencies as well, where, like, you suddenly have this automated testing layer, and you can pull analytics, and you can learn, and you can double down, all automated in an automated sense, and track it all, like you say, which a funnel had to be perfectly set up, and now it's a bot doing all this work for you. And yeah, you can replace a whole creative team plus managers with one OpenClaw manager or AI agent manager who has some analytical marketing skills, right? Which, yeah, that's gets back to the main topic of the last episode of replacing a whole company with a. Yeah, just want to build on that, on the last point, and my question as well. What I realized yesterday, someone told me, I've been trying to implement this with Claude and doing that and doing that. And when he described it to me, it sounded like a pretty easy workflow. It's like just a content creation workflow. But many people, I think, who get started with AI, who see all the possibilities to do, they dive straight in. but they forget to actually make the plan, and they forget to first zoom out, figure out what's the whole system going to look like, and then describe exactly what needs to happen. Because if you leave it to AI, it's going to build something, but then if you go halfway, go and change and figure stuff out, it's going to break. I've made this mistake multiple times, like, for example, building Vibe Code Fun. The first time I built it took me 2 weeks to vibe code it. Then it started completely bugging. And then the second version took me 48 hours. And it's similar to setting up these workflows or trying to systemize something that you're doing. You really need to have the big picture, figure out what are all the steps, how am I going to connect these different potentially tools or different steps or different agents, and then go build it. Don't just build something and try to fix it while going. Sometimes it works, but I think in more cases than not, and especially if you don't have much experience yet in building it, stuff is going to break and it's going to be a pain in the ass, and you want to start over again, and it's going to be wasted time. So it's always better to zoom out, have the big picture, and then dive deeper in.